BTS News Today. On such an emotional day that shook the hearts of millions of soldiers around the world, a rare and thrilling event took place on stage. BTS's Jungkook, known as the Golden Magne, suddenly made a shocking confession in front of thousands of viewers and millions of live broadcast viewers. But what makes this moment even more unforgettable is the reaction of Jimin, the best friend, brother and group mate who has accompanied him for more than a decade. Jimin's tears broke out amid the cheers of the audience, turning the atmosphere of the concert, which was originally full of enthusiasm, into a sea of emotions and deep sadness. The question is, what exactly did Jungkook say? And why is Jimin crying? All of this happened at a special BTS Promise and Return concert held as part of BTS' decade-long celebration with ARMY. Although some BTS members are still serving in the military, this event is a symbolic moment to reunite the members, both in person and virtually. At the concert, Jungkook performed as the main surprise. With a voice that is so stable, full of emotions and vibrations that feel to the bottom of the heart, he sang his latest solo song. But it was not the song that took center stage, but the speech that came after the final music ended. Jungkook stood in the middle of the stage, wearing a simple black and silver suit. The light of the spotlights shone on her face, which looked more mature, a little tired, but firm. He stared at the thousands of fans in front of him and let out a long sigh before speaking. His first sentence made the atmosphere instantly silent. "There's something I've kept for too long," he said. "And today, I want to say it, not as BTS's Jungkook, but as John Jungkook, a brother, a friend, and someone who loves his family very much, especially Jimin Hyung." The audience immediately fell silent. Jimin, who was standing not far from the side of the stage, looked shocked. The Busan native's eyes slowly rounded, and the small smile on his face faded into a serious expression. Jungkook continued his words in a quivering yet clear voice, conveying that over the years he had harbored a deep sense of awe and gratitude towards Jimin, who he said had saved him from much darkness unknown to the public. "I'm not an open person. But Jimin Hyung, he was always there for me. When I was about to give up, he came and told me I couldn't give up. When I didn't feel like I deserved to be in BTS, he sat with me until late at night, just to make sure I felt loved," she said, wiping away tears that began to fall. "And more than anything, I want to say, Hyung, I love you. Not only because you are my brother, but because you are the reason I can continue to stand up to this day." Those words made the stadium roar. The camera immediately captured Jimin's expression, who could not hide his feelings. His face was pale, his eyes enlarged, and he covered his mouth with his hands. Shortly thereafter, tears began to flow profusely. He walked slowly up the stage with a rather shaky step. The audience held their breath, waiting for the next reaction. As soon as Jimin arrived in front of Jungkook, the two looked at each other in silence. Then, without saying anything, Jimin hugged Jungkook tightly, as if he didn't want to let go. They both cried, and the atmosphere of the stadium was filled with sobs from the audience who were swept away in emotion. Armies around the world flooded social media with the hashtags #JungkookMoment, #ThankYouJungkook, and #JiminCrying, which instantly became globally trending within minutes. But what happened next was even more moving. After the hug, Jimin took the microphone from Jungkook's hand and tried to calm himself down. In a hoarse voice, he said, "I never thought you would say that in front of everyone." He stopped for a moment, trying to catch his breath. "All this time I thought you didn't need me like I needed you. But now I know we need each other." Jimin then told the other side of their relationship that is not widely known to the public. He confesses that Jungkook always looks strong, but is actually very sensitive and full of pressure. There were moments where I heard him crying in his room, quietly. I knocked on his door, but he never opened it. But I'm still sitting in front of that door. Until morning, the word touched the hearts of many, including the members who attended through the video broadcast. RM, Jin, J-Hope, V, and Suga, who gave their respective reactions from military locations or where they were. Jin looked moved to tears, while V seemed unable to hide his sad and proud expression at once. RM, the leader, just shook his head while staring at the screen, silent but meaningful. Meanwhile, behind the stage, the staff and production team who have worked with BTS for a long time were also carried away. They know very well how hard the members struggle and how strong the bond between Jungkook and Jimin has been hidden behind the camera lens. That it was a turning point in the concert. The rest of the event went on with full shades of emotion. The songs performed afterwards, including Spring Day and Young Forever, sounded more touching than usual. Jungkook and Jimin sing it while looking at each other, and again hug at the end of the song as if strengthening each other. The audience did not stop crying. Many of them described the moment as the deepest confession ever seen on the BTS stage. After the concert ended, Korean and international media reacted immediately. Many major entertainment news outlets such as Dispatch, Soompi, even Billboard and Rolling Stone highlighted the moment as the most honest and raw bond of friendship ever seen in K-pop history. On social media, armies from different countries shared their memories of Jungkook's past moments, linking it all to Jungkook's confession that night that their love and brotherhood had built a strong foundation in the BTS family. Not a few interpreted the moment as a sign that the members' relationship remained intact and loving even though they were temporarily separated due to state duties. Many were relieved that in the midst of all the stresses and vicissitudes of life, BTS remained each other's home. The next day, Big Hit Music issued a short official statement. "We are grateful for the love and support of the ARMY." The moment that occurred at the Promise and Return concert reflected the strength of true brotherhood among BTS members. They are always there for each other and for all of you. Jimin himself posted a message on Weverse a few hours after the concert. "The content is simple but deep. I can't stop crying tonight because I'm reminded that I'm not alone. Jungkook, thank you. I love you, sister." The message was accompanied by a photo of the two of them on stage, taken from a back corner, showing silhouettes of two men hugging each other under the stage lights, surrounded by a sea of glittering army bombs. Jungkook, via his Instagram story, posted only one word: finally. One word carries 1,000 meanings. Many believed it was an expression of relief, as he could finally shed his long pent-up heart. This event is not just a concert or an ordinary stage performance. This is a reminder that behind the fame, BTS remains ordinary human beings who harbor feelings, wounds, love, and fear. That their greatest strength is not just in the songs and choreography, but in their connection with each other and with the fans who never leave. That Jimin's tears and Jungkook's confession today will be one of the most iconic moments in BTS history. The moment when love between brothers is shown shamelessly, when vulnerability is perceived as strength, and when the whole world witnesses that BTS is not just a musical group. They are family, soul, and home to millions of hearts. Now, the ARMY is still talking about it, and the world has not been able to move on. Because for once, in the middle of the big stage, the world saw two hearts united in honesty, tears and affection that cannot be described in words. And if you ask, what really happened that night? Then the answer is simple: love. Love in its purest form.